So this chapter, as I said, is really so condensed with so much of information, but to discuss all the topics that have been really described here, I have to take probably so many hours, like 6-7 hours it will take. Each paragraph actually comes for at least 1 hour. Like that it goes. It's really so much condensed. So let us start from where we really left. So we actually covered the Dasamula Sloka number 6. So this is actually, in a nutshell, is really talking about the jivas and the Maya, how the jiva is entangled under the control of Maya, and this is actually very, very important sloka, in fact. Now, so I will read that again. Constitutionally, a living entity is an obedient servant of Sri Krishna. The illusory potency enchains with its shackles of modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. These are the 3 modes, right? Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. On all such living entities who are always after sense gratification, deviated from Krishna consciousness, and thus doomed for chastisement. That illusion takes them around the heavenly and hellish planets, back and forth, dragging them through the bondage of results of fruitive activities full of sufferings. Fruitive activities that mean karma. But this karma actually full of sufferings only at the end. So, and covered by the gross body with genitals. So now we saw that jiva actually bound by first shackle is false ego. This we covered last week. I'm just doing a little prep, few minutes prep. So, and how the false ego is actually done? False ego is actually a subtle body. And when the jiva is falling down, this ego is the biggest problem. Very bad thing is the ego. That is why even in our life, people who really have ego, ego is ego. They, usually we say, ego means edging God out. That's exactly what happened. Because we came out of the God, out of Krishna. We really came away from Krishna because of the ego, that ego. And that is why we wanted to enjoy, we wanted to play, we wanted to do this and that and everything, thinking that we will be happy here, not with Krishna. This is a fundamental mistake that we have really done. So that is the fundamental cause of suffering is ego. When one takes shelter under a guru, you know what the guru does? His main purpose is to knock out your ego. He will systematically work in such a way that he will really chastise you like crazy, so that your ego really shoots up. He will see how the ego actually, how much ego you have, that actually shoots up. That is the guru's job. He has to do it. Because that's what actually, because one takes the initiation, he is actually chanting the mantra saying, I am giving my body, mind, soul, everything to Guru. And now Guru has a responsibility to deliver you. And ego is the first thing that he really targets. Our Gurudev is really very, very special. He will knock out the ego like left and right. That is his job. So unless one comes out of ego, Krishna is far, far, far away. You may be chanting. Nothing happens. Because that barrier, the ego is not broken. So if you have ego, then Krishna can never be reached. Absolutely not possible. That is why Guru is really doing a major operation. Of course, you have to have a Guru who can really chastise you. Not like initiating and then, then the forgets, No, that is not actually Guru. So one should be very careful about the ego. Who will have the densest ego? People who are in power, great power, powerful. And people who are famous, such as actors and all those, and players. In fact, sports and bodily minded people, ego will be more. Because they have a bodily concept. They don't see the Atma. They see only, yes, I have to do this one, only body. So they will have the maximum ego. For them, Krishna is very difficult to get. Okay, in fact, we really covered so far, if we really, understood. There are five layers of covering actually, but we covered only gross body and subtle body. Linga Sarira and Sthula Sarira. Actually, Sthula Sarira is the gross body. What we see is actually Sthula body, Sthula Sarira. And the Linga Sarira is subtle body, which is inside. Okay. So now gross body, that is physical body, I am giving a little more description actually than what we really covered. So that's called Annamaya Kosha because it is made of Anna. Anna means rice. Annam, we say Annam. Anna means, basically what? Grains. That's what it is, Annamaya. It is made of these food. That is actually probably more right meaning. Okay, so there is Annamaya Kosha. Then inside, next one is there is astral body. That is the ghost. That is why when we die, the physical body goes out. But the Pranamaya Kosha, which is actually called astral body, that is what the ghost, which really comes out. And then after that it really goes, and then if it has to go to hell or something, it gets into a Saturn body so that it can really suffer. Or if it goes to heaven, it will have another body, heavenly body, so that it can enjoy and so on. And if it gets another birth into another body, then it will get like a dog, pig, whatever, or human being, whatever it is. So now the astral body onwards, all the inner side, that's what actually goes out. Now after the astral body is actually the subtle body, because actually we haven't really dealt with the astral body, Pranamaya Kosha, but we actually talked about the subtle body, which are in the red and the yellow. See, the mind, that is Manomaya Kosha. Kosha means layers or coverings. That's what it means. So then after mind, then you have intelligence, Vijnana Maya. Then false ego is Ananda Maya. This is a wrong Ananda. So we are not actually suffering because by nature our true ego is I am the servant of the Lord. So false ego means that Ananda Maya becomes wrong, perverted. That is why it's called false ego. What is the false ego? I am the body, I am the enjoyer, I am the boss of these things I can do, and then I can rule over, I really take care of everything is under my control. This is the false ego. But the spirit, we are actually spirit. That Anu Chit, that is the soul. Look at it, how many coverings we have. Just because of one mistake we did that. We wanted to go away from Krishna and then enjoy ourselves. This is what the whole problem actually started. The ego is the fundamental problem for our suffering. And now, okay, all right, a jiva decided to really go away from Krishna. What happens to the jiva? It started really coming down. And as we saw that, false ego, from the false ego, then all the inner things happens. And here I am talking about only the development of the Annamaya, the gross body, Sthula Sarira. So here what happens that, because Maya Devi, who is a Durga Devi, he actually supplies all the ingredients, Mahat Tattva. So that contains ether. Ether means Akash. Air means air, of course. Fire, water, earth. This is the seniority of the element also. Akash is, without Akash we cannot have air. Without air, fire cannot be produced. Without ether, air and fire, water cannot be formed. And without ether, air, fire and water, earth cannot be formed. Okay? So this is how it is. So this is how we form the gross body when we come into the womb of our mother. It could be animal body, it could be dogs, pigs, or anything it could be. Or it could be a human being. Human being is very, very rare to get. And then, when we leave the body, what happens is, that is the process of dying. So we got the elements in, what is the order? Ether, Akash, air, fire, water, earth. That is how we got it. But then when we die, it goes in the reverse chronological order. So what happened? We have to release these all because what happened? What is the death? Death means you are actually throwing the physical body out. Isn't it? So all the inner ghost and everything, subtle body and the soul, everything, they are all there. But then when you die, first element that you really leave is earth. The earth is associated with smell. Then after that, then you surrender the water element. That dying person will lose the taste. Then the third, you will lose the fire element. So the body will lose the heat and also the eyesight will go. Then after that, the dying person will surrender the air element. Breathing stops. This is a time that is actually called clinically dead. Because doctors will say, yes, he is dead. But actually it's not dead. Because they don't know that kind of science. They know only up to the body level that they can actually measure. But the ether element is still hanging. So the hearing will be there, even clinically one is declared as dead, the hearing is still there. That is why they chant mantra or something at the ear of a dead person. But it will be there for some time only. After that, then the ether element will be also given out. So when the ether element also actually gone out, that means you have surrendered all the 5 elements back. Now the soul is ready to get out. Soul here means the astral body and all the inner things. So basically, you can call that as a subtle body, and inside is soul. Okay, astral body is just one covering, that is a ghost. Then inside is the subtle body, which has mind, intelligence, and false ego. And then inside, all the way in depth, is the soul. Then Paramatma is coming into picture now, when the person is dying. He will show you, all right, this is the way you have to go. He just shows that he actually, glows the light in the 9 dwaras, 9 Navadwaras, nose, ears, mouth, and also here is also one there and all, then, okay. So we have, our body has 9 main dwaras, holes. This is through that the soul actually escapes. Actually, it's not soul means what? Including all the subtle body, everything. Okay, ghost, that comes out. But then depending on the where the jiva is destined to go, the Paramatma lights only that dwara. Many people, you can see that, when they are died, their nose will be really just wide open. Or they will be like that, they will be, their mouth will be open. Because that means, the Paramatma, the Lord has really shown that this is how you really get out. And now when the soul comes out, that is astral body. Of course, we cannot see. That's a ghost. Nobody can see. And the soul, that soul can see its own body lying there. Many times what happens is this soul, it will try to enter in again. But it's not possible. Because already you are already cut out. Okay? Only in the NDE, near-death experiences, which are very rare, one can actually go back, because then there, these kind of steps are not really relevant. That was a sudden death. Okay? So now, we also saw that Jivatma and Paramatma, they both are there in our heart as 2 birds sitting on a tree. You can see that. Actually, on the right, you see that Paramatma is in every living being's heart. And on the left, you see that is basically a tree where, you have 2 birds. One bird, which is really having the wing, up there, that is the Jivatma. That Jivatma is the one who really enjoys he really does the karma and then enjoys the karmic reactions back. And then you have Paramatma, that you say, but here that bird, if you see on the top of Paramatma, he doesn't flash any being. It's just a witness. Everything that the Jivatma is doing is all getting recorded. This is how it is. Now, also we saw, this is where we started with the first kind of karma, that Brajanatha was asking, what is the first kind of karma that the jivas do when they really come into the material world? There are 2 kinds of karmas. Punya karma, good karma, to enjoy the pleasures in heavenly planets. They want to go to heaven. That is why people are going to church in everywhere. Where? You have to go to heaven. Heaven. So you do, make sure you live without making any sin. But punya means opposite of sin. So that is one of the things that the jivas really want to do. What? Because not to go back to God. Heaven is not the place God is there. No, that's wrong. God is having his own abode. That is very, very different. This is to enjoy. Because, if you see that many religions, they are talking about the heaven is to enjoy. That's not the abode of the Lord Krishna, like what we are talking about. No, that's not called heaven. Heaven is lower planetary system. But their enjoyment is there. Sensual pleasure is there. So they will go to the heavenly planets. To go there, they will, do lot of charities and so many things they do because they want to accumulate punya. Then they have the papa. Papa means karma. Yeah, this is to satisfy their senses. Okay, one is to go back to the heavenly abode and enjoy there, and other one is to satisfy the one's senses here. That is papa. Why papa? Papa means sinful. Now, there was also a question came, what is the secondary karma that of the jivas? Because in this world, it is full of suffering. Full of suffering. You see there is a place where, this is actually the place in Russia, the temperature, Russia, see, look at the temperature, minus 46 degree centigrade, something about 51 degree Fahrenheit. And the life is horrible. In fact, our own place, look at here, not only corona or something, so in this planet, so many places, so many problems are there. So what does the Jivatma do? So the Jivatmas really try to fix up, to minimize the miseries of the gross body. Old age will come, disease will come, we will try to invent medicine after medicine, hunger and thirst will be there. So we work hard. Actually, if you see that, our body, what is it? It's made of just flesh, bones, urine, stool, and bile, and so on. That's all it is. But we are trying to make it so beautiful. And it is actually so many problems are always inherent. Atyajivika, miseries due to our own body and mind. Our body and mind is actually number one problem, biggest problem actually of everything. Then Adi Bhautika, misery is given by others, not only corona. Other neighbors and terrorists, so many problems will come. Government also. Then Adi Daivika, is misery is given by nature or gods. And then you see how we are trying to minimize that. That's why, because the body inherently has a lot of problems. Even besides this, what is that? Hunger and thirst. So we work hard to buy foods and drinks. Heat and cold, we have to protect. We buy clothes and install air condition or heater. And we want sensual pleasure. You really marry and to enjoy and then produce children. And also you do self-defense. Fights with others to protect ourselves. Diseases. Takes medicine to cure diseases. Old age. Tries to live longer and with beauty. You see, most of the beauty shops, what do? They are trying to cover up your aging. That's all it is. Uses so much of makeups and ornaments and everything. And finally, death you can't do anything. So you just buy insurance, life insurance. And you are not going to be benefited. Life insurance is not actually the insurance for you. It's the insurance for your somebody else to really enjoy. So throughout the life, how you really, you lived the life. Full of lust, kama, and krodha, anger, and mada, intoxication in proudness, moha, illusion that we are the body and this world belongs to us, matsarya, envy on others, bhaya, fear. Look at here, what is it? This is, if you really read this and then again and again, you will understand, it will go into your heart, saying that we made a big difference because of my ego. But now I am putting another question. What if there is no misery in this world? Isn't it that, this will be wonderful? This will be, why didn't really Krishna make this as a heaven? So that I enjoy and then stay here forever. Everyone happy, no death, no worry. Then my question is, there is a big flaw here. Then how can the jiva realize their real identity? It is really blissful. That bliss is compared to whatever the alpha bliss that you are actually getting here is humongous there. So then that means it's wrong. But Lord is merciful. He wanted to really give you eventually a lesson that you learn that by suffering here in this world, so that you will look into the spiritual world saying, oh God, oh Krishna, I want you. I am sick of it. That is why suffering is a sign of Bhagavan's mercy. Because in this world people are born, some are somewhat happy. Not everybody is happy all the time. No way. Some are happy because they are not actually fortunate in terms of Bhagavan's mercy. You may remember, there is a drama that we really did. Anyway, I don't want to bring that. So if you see that, if Bhagavan actually gives you money and wealth and everything, fame and everything, beauty, because what? Because of some karmic karma that you have done, but it's not a mercy. You are reaping the karmic reaction only. When Bhagavan's mercy comes in, he cuts everything out and he gives you only suffering. Because otherwise, he feels that, oh, my children, my jivas are cheated otherwise. I don't want them to be cheated. I want them to really back to me. So Krishna is merciful and hence he arranges Maya to punish. So that they get disgusted with this material world. So that because of avidya, ignorance, the jiva is bound with Maya. Then he gives knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, read. Bhagavatam, read. That is vidya. Vidya means knowledge. That liberates the jiva. Also, if you really take the different kinds of jivas, they have 5 types of consciousness. Achaditya Chetana, covered consciousness. Sankuchita Chetana, that is contracted consciousness. And Mukulita Chetana, budding consciousness. Vikachita Chetana, blossoming consciousness. Purna Vikachita Chetana, fully blossomed. I will go through that quickly. What is, it's also called, covered consciousness, also called Avrita Chetana. Okay, so this is actually, this is the first level of consciousness, which are basically all the trees and plants. What kind of consciousness, what kind of, nervous system they have to really enjoy or feel anything. It's covered consciousness. Plants and trees. They have the least consciousness. Their crying is only sap. That's it. How they, suppose you really cut the tree. The only way they cry is sap will come. That's all you can do. So, and it is immobile. It cannot move. Which is tamasic. And the second level of consciousness is called Sankuchita Chetana. Sankuchita Chetana is contracted consciousness. This is where all the animals, birds, insects, so animals and birds have better consciousness than the plants and the trees. They cry in pain. That is why we should not kill them. They are moving as they have developed nervous systems. So when they are killed, they suffer from pain. They are the mixture of tamasic and rajasic nature. Because tamasic, what kind of animal is tamasic? Cows cows are actually sattvic, near sattvic. So tamasic means all the lion and tiger, most of the animals are actually tamasic. Some are rajasic. Then third one is Mukulita Chetana, budding consciousness. This is actually the kind of a below human being, like monkeys, or not developed human beings, or the tribals. Okay, so if you see that these are normal and developed human beings, normal and underdeveloped human beings are in this category. They have better consciousness than the animals and birds. They are moving and also thinking and have the better developed nervous systems. So when they are killed, they suffer more pain than the animals. Okay, and the plants, there is no suffering at all actually, almost nothing. That is why for us, we are actually vegetarians, so that we are not really doing this kind of himsa. Okay, so killing animals, even if they are actually in the lower consciousness, it is sinful. Okay, and now fourth is Vikachita Chetana, blossoming consciousness. Yes, they are awake. They want to do social work. I want to help somebody. Building hospitals, doing this, doing that. They have blossoming consciousness. They correspond to highly developed human beings, and they are interested in helping others and also interested in knowing about God. Here they really want to know about God. They are law-obeying and God-obeying. They are also good thinkers. They have much better developed nervous systems. So when they are killed, their suffering is even a lot more painful than even the previous cases. Okay, they are mixed with Rajasic and also Rajasic and Rajasic and Sattvic. And the final, fifth one is Purana Vikachita Chetana, fully blossomed. Who are these? They are completely Sattvic. They are the devotees of the Lord. They, right from the beginning, they have tendency to really worship the Lord. They have the tendency to really read the scriptures and understand the spiritual world and who is God, who am I, what's the relation between me and then the God. All the things they automatically get interested because they are fully blossomed. Their consciousness, there is no covering. So the covering is completely taken out. So that is why, because here Brahmins, for example, right? Brahmins means, I am not talking about the caste Brahmins. Brahmin means the highly devoted devotee, highly devoted devotees. If one kills him, that is the biggest sin. Why? Same thing again. Look at the consciousness. The consciousness is really proportional to the nervous system development. So in the plant system, plant and the trees, all those, there is no nervous system there. Okay, all right. So then the next one, animals and little developed nervous system. So the pain is there now. And then after that, next level. And the nervous system development is much higher and higher. That is why now for a devotee, Purana Vikachita Chetana, they are really so developed, their consciousness is so high, and that is why their killing them is really very, very painful. Also, we really touch base on creation of Pancha Mahabhutas. Bhagavan with Maya's assistance, with Kala means time. He injects the time and agitates, and with the help of Maya, that forms Mahatattva. So then when the Mahatattva agitates, then matter comes. Matter means all the elements, whatever we are talking about. Ether, air, fire, water, and earth, they are all come when Mahatattva is agitated. These are all Lord's arrangement. Then from Mahatattva comes out false ego. Okay, this is the thing now. Okay, there is a Jiva, all right, he really wants to really enjoy separately, and Mayadevi takes the ego, gives to her. Because Jiva by itself, it has only true ego, servant of the God. But when it has aversion, that ego, somebody has to supply the ego. It cannot really come by itself in the soul. Because that's not the property of the soul. So that's the Maya actually gives because he wanted to enjoy away from Krishna. Okay, so that is why we call this a false ego. False ego is actually supplied by Maya Devi only. Okay, then tamasic part of the false ego is basically Akash. And then from Akash, we really saw that. From Akash, air comes, air to light comes, light, water, and earth comes. Okay, so this is how the whole thing comes. Now, how to escape from the cruel prison of Maya? We are in prison. Devi Hiesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Yeva Ye Prapandyate Mayam Yetam Tarandite Mayam Yetam Tarandite. I put the slide purposely again. I really used that last week. My divine energy Maya, consisting of the three modes of nature, what are they? Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. It's very difficult to overcome. Jiva cannot. Jiva has no power to overcome. But how can we do? Hold my feet. But those who surrender unto me, cross over it easily. What is the ultimate solution then? He says, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, throw out every religion out. These religions are only for enjoying in heaven. They are not really going to really help you, man. He says, Sarva Dharma. Dharma means all the religion. Throw it out. These religions are made by some prophets or somebody who is really wants to give you some pleasure. That's all it is. So you got hooked to that. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja agam dvam sarva papepyo moksha ishyami ma chushaha. He says, abandon all varieties of religions and just surrender unto me. I am beyond religion. All the religions are just like fake things, in fact. What do? They eat meat. In fact, we saw in the Harikatha that Pope was actually what? They remember our Gurudev was actually there to really see the place Vatican, and they were actually lining up so many newly born calves. And when he really asked, they said, "Oh, this is for going to be killed and given to the popes and then all the associates." He said, "This is not Pope, this is Pop. Pop means sin. This is sinner." He really, our Gurudev ran out as soon as possible out of the place. But this is how the religions are going on. Look at here, you go. So we should not waste our rare human birth.
Nirdeham adyam sulabam sudurlabam Labam sukalpam guru karnadaram mayanukulena navasvateritum puman bhavabdim nataretsa atmaha. The human body is attained by the laws of nature, although it is a very rare achievement. This human body can be compared to a perfectly constructed boat, having the spiritual master as the captain, and the instructions of the personality of Godhead as favorable winds, impelling it on its course. Considering all these advantages, a human being who does not utilize his human life to cross the ocean of material existence must be considered the killer of his own soul. Nirdeham adyam sulabam sudurlabam labam sukalpam guru karnadaram mayanukulena navasvateritum puman bhavabdim nataretsa atmaha.
So, our body is like a boat. To cross this suffering, this material world, right? Because animal cannot go to it cannot be liberated. See, they don't have liberation. Only a human birth, which is very, very rare to get, most rare to get, we are wasting. But this boat is really given to cross, but we are trying to enjoy the sense pleasures. But with the boat, what will you do? Where will you go? Tell me. Which direction you have to go? This is where you need a captain for your boat. Who is that captain? That captain is Guru. Because Guru knows which direction you should go. So that you will get out of this material world. And get out of these miseries forever. And this is actually a song which is the same thing. Which says, Jivida Padagu Kare Seranum. Jivida Padagu. It's like like our boat. It has to really reach the shore. Who is at the shore? But Krishna. But you have all the direction complete. Which direction you will go? You don't know where Krishna is. And this is a unique thing I really wrote. It was a long time back. And I want to call Yashika to really sing this bhajan for us today.
जीवित पड़हु कर शरणम जीवित पड़हु कर शरणम ಐಲಸ ಓ ಐಲಸ ಜೀವಿತ ಪಡಹು ಕರಿಸೇರಣಂ ಜೀವಿತ ಪಡಹು ಕರಿಸೇರಣಂ ಐಲಸ ಓ ಐಲಸ गोकुल बालाओ गोवर्धना गोपिक कांताओ गिरिवर्धना गोकुल बालाओ गोवर्धना गोपिक कांताओ गिरिवर्धना कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा ಐಲಸ ಓ ಐಲಸ ಜೀವಿತ ಪಡಹು ಕರಿಸೇರಣಂ ಜೀವಿತ ಪಡಹು ಕರಿಸೇರಣಂ ಕಂಸ ವಿಮೋಚನ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಕಾಳಿಯ ಮರ್ದನ ನಟವದನ ಕಂಸ ವಿಮೋಚನ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಕಾಳಿಯ ಮರ್ದನ ನಟವದನ ಗಾನ ವಿನೋದ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗಾನ ವಿನೋದ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ गोकुल बालाओ गोवर्धना गोपिक कांताओ गिरिवर्धना कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा राधिका रमण मन मोहना रम्यक बालाओ मधुसूदना राधिका रमण मन मोहना रम्यक बालाओ मधुसूदना रास विलोला हरि गोविंदा रास विलोला हरि गोविंदा गोकुल बालाओ गोवर्धना गोपिक कांताओ गिरिवर्धना कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 गोकुल बाल ओ गोवर्धना गोपिक कांता ओ गिरिवर्धना कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा कोमल श्यामा हरि गोविंदा जीवित पड़हु करिसेरणम जीवित पड़हु करिसेरणम ऐलसा ओ ऐलसा ऐलसा ओ ऐलसा. Thank you.
Very nice.
Very nice, ma. Good. Very nice. Good. What exactly now we are reading all the Jaiva Dharma, but isn't it that we are not taking, if we are not understanding, what should we really do? What is the benefit of this? What is the thing? Here it clearly says that we have to get out, and we have a boat. Getting a human birth is very, very rare, extremely rare. You just go out and then just dig the thing. So many worms and so many mosquitoes, these insects, that insect, so many animals, so many things are there. But human beings are very rare. The purpose why that God actually gave us the human birth is a chance for you to get back to me, not getting lost again like animals. See, the thing is, out of the 8.4 million kinds of species, only 400,000 species are human beings. Of course, they are all different kinds. On our earth, we have only few kinds. But there are millions and millions of other kinds of bodies. reptiles and fish and this and everything. So this is a unique opportunity for us that Krishna has given us the human body, and we should not waste this. If we waste this, we are the who you just read that in the sloka. We are actually soul killers. We are killers of our own soul. So let us not do that mistake. Everybody accept the Guru, and so that you can chant, and the chanting is the only link to the Lord. It's like actually a child is actually connected to the mother through the umbilical cord, and this chanting of Mahamantra is like this umbilical cord connecting to Krishna. Think about. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Next week we plan to read the chapter 17, Jiva's liberation from Maya. So hopefully we will be able to really make it, because as we go there are a lot of things are happening. So Jiva's liberation from Maya will be part 1. That is going to be tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Thank you.